Well, because you cannot get enough of learning new things about objects you see every day, we have come up with 10 more things you did not know the use of to satisfy your curiosity. Some of these new things you see them every day, but probably you keep wondering what they are for. For instance, the tiny hole found on the base of a padlock. The surprising thing about this list is that some of these you probably have never even noticed or never even knew that they existed. You will be surprised to know that some of these features can even save lives. However, before we roll up our sleeves, show your appreciation by subscribing to our YouTube channel below for more fantastic content. Number 10. The code on the makeup bottle. Now, if you look on any makeup container, whether it is a liquid foundation, eyeshadow, or even a face powder, you will realize that there is a symbol on the back of the bottle. It almost looks like a small container opening, and it has a 6M, 12M, or a 24M symbol on the side. You will be amazed to know that many people do not know the meaning of this symbol in their makeup. The symbol 6M, 12M, or 24M on your makeup container indicates the expiration date of the makeup. If you are not sure how long your makeup will last, you can just look at the back of the makeup bottle to find out. If you want to make sure that you are not using expired makeup, just look at the back of the bottle and then note down the date your makeup will be expiring. 6M stands for 6 months, 12 for 12 months, 24M for 2 years, etc. This will help to keep your makeup bag free of expired products. Number 9. The little hole between the lens and the flash on an iPhone. Now, the iPhone is one of the most renowned brands of smartphones across the world. This brand is known for its elegance, quality, and sophistication of its products. Did you know that only a few people know all the features of their iPhone devices? Some of the people have never even realized that these features exist. If you have one of the latest models of iPhone, you may have noticed that there is a little hole between the lens and the flash of the phone. Most of the people do not know the use of this hole in the iPhone. Well, it is a microphone. If you are taking a video, it helps you to capture sound better if the back of your iPhone is facing the object that you are recording. It also helps to improve sound quality by filtering background noises, and will result in crystal clear sound. This is the reason why iPhones have such a clear sound compared to other brands of smartphones. Number 8. The hole at the end of a lollipop stick. Now, many people have a sweet tooth. Moreover, if you thought that it was only kids who enjoy lollipops, well, you are wrong. Most of the grown-ups also love sucking the sweet juice from a candy. The funny bit is that most people think that the tiny hole at the end of a lollipop stick is for blowing when you are done sucking juices from the sucker. Well, that is not the case here. The chances are that you probably tried to whistle and nothing came out. That tiny hole is there so that a little candy can melt inside the hole during manufacturing. This helps to hold the lollipop more securely to the stick. So now you know what it's for before you try to blow through the tiny hole at the end of the candy stick. Number 7. The little hole on the side of a pen. If you take a look at any pen, you will realize that there is a little hole on the side. This hole was not put there by mistake. It serves an essential purpose. Without that hole, the pen would be completely airtight. Moreover, if this is the case, as you write and use the ink, the pressure inside the pen would fail. This, therefore, would prevent the ink from flowing to the tip of the pen, making it difficult for you to write anything using that pen. A pen with no hole can easily leak, spoiling your clothes or some other important documents if you traveled in a plane or went into the mountains. The reduced air pressure on the inside of the pen could also cause the pen to blow up. So this tiny little hole on the side of the pen helps to equalize the pressure inside the core and the ambient pressure, thus preventing ink from leaking. Number 6. An extra piece of fabric that comes with new cloth. If you have been keen when buying new clothes, you may have noticed that most of the new clothes come with an extra piece of fabric. If you are among the majority of people who are not in the know, then you could be wondering what the purpose of the extra piece of fabric is. The vast majority of people think you put this extra piece of fabric so that you can use it to put a patch in your clothing when need be. Well, this piece of fabric actually serves a different purpose. Clothes manufacturers put an extra piece of clothing so that you can wash it in the washing machine and see how it acts with different detergents. It also helps you to regulate the temperatures while ironing so that you do not end up damaging the entire cloth. We bet that you have even been wondering why that extra piece of fabric is not enough for a proper patch. Well, now you know. So don't go out embarrassing yourself with half a patch on your material. Number 5. The loop on the back of a shirt. So over the years, both men and women's fashion has undergone tremendous changes. Let's face it, at one point it was considered fashionable for a lady to lace herself into a corset, putting on a massive skirt and then top it up with some heavy cloak. Men's fashion has also experienced some significant changes over the years, but unlike women's fashion, men's clothing has been able to carry on some smaller details over the years. These small details have found their way into the modern fashion world without us even noticing. For instance, have you ever taken your time to think about the loop on a men's shirt? We can bet that most of the shirts in your wardrobe have this loop, but probably you do not even have an idea about the history behind them or what they are used for. The reason why a loop on a shirt was invented is pretty fascinating. Who would ever imagine that such a small fashion detail would stand the test of time and make it to our generation? Well, initially there were no hangers and closets. Instead, the loop on a shirt was used to hold shirts on a wire to dry. They were also used to hang shirts in your home since there were no closets. East Coast sailors initially used loops on shirts, but they soon found their way into our streets. And these loops have been used since the 1960s, and they have helped men to hang their shirts neatly inside gym lockers. After all, it is quite easier to pop a shirt from a loop than it is a hanger. Number 4. The small hole in the window of a plane. Now, it turns out that the little hole in the bottom of an airplane is an important safety feature. It is normal to let your mind wander while confined in a small space 40,000 feet above the ground, and we can bet that one of your best worries while soaring hundreds of miles per hour in an airplane is not about passing out, but instead the type of features installed that guarantee your safety. Airplane windows comprise of two pieces of glass with a tiny hole known as a breather hole. Every window in the airplane has this hole, and it's used to regulate the amount of pressure inside the cabin and outside the aircraft. This tiny hole guarantees your safety in that if there was a situation that would result in added strain on the window, it is the outer window that would shatter, thus leaving you breathing. Besides, the breather hole helps to keep the airplane windows clear by clearing off the fog that builds between them. After all, the fun part of traveling in a plane is taking the clean shots of the ground below. Number 3. The hole at the end of a panhandle. Now, among the things that you did not know the use of, this could be the most useful. If you take a look at most of the panhandles in your home, you will realize that they have a hole at the end of the handle. Most people think that the purpose of the hole is to hang the pan on the wall after washing. Now, while that may seem reasonable, it is not entirely true. If you are among the people who reason this way, then you could be halfway to the truth. The main purpose of the hole at the end of the panhandle is to put a spoon through it. For instance, if you are cooking and you are afraid that the food on the spoon will spill throughout the counter, then you can put it in the hole of the handle. Otherwise, you may be forced to rinse the spoon every time you use it. The hole at the end of a panhandle also serves another vital purpose. You are probably among the people who leave plastic utensils inside the cooking pot or propping them over the side of the pan. In case you leave them unattended for a long period of time, an unpleasant burnt smell will soon fill your kitchen. You can quickly put your plastic spoons and other utensils inside the hole, thus preventing them from burning. Number 2. The hole in the middle of a spaghetti spoon. Now, a vast majority of people love spaghetti. Not only is spaghetti yummy, but they are also easy to prepare and therefore come in handy when preparing a quick meal. So if you love spaghetti, then you must have a spaghetti spoon in one of your kitchen drawers. If you take a look at all the spaghetti spoons, you will realize that they all have a hole right in the middle. Have you ever wondered what the purpose of the hole is? Moreover, if you ever asked yourself, then you probably got it wrong like the rest of us. Most people think that the purpose of the hole is to drain the spaghetti. While it may seem true, it's entirely not correct. The individual who invented spaghetti spoon had a different idea. The hole is used to estimate one serving of spaghetti. It is therefore agreed that the amount of noodles that fits into the hole equals one serving. So instead of grabbing a bunch of spaghetti and tossing it into a pot of boiling water, you can use the hole in the middle of a spaghetti spoon to measure one serving. Some spaghetti spoons come with holes of different sizes. This will help you determine different portions depending on your appetite or the amount of people that you're feeding. Number 1. Sleep masks. Most people love traveling. Traveling around the world is fun and it gives us the opportunity to explore new places. However, Do you know that you can have a terrible traveling experience, especially when you travel in a noisy bus or train? Well, fortunately, the seats of most buses and trains are suited with features that can make your traveling more comfortable. However, the chances are that you do not know the purpose of these features. If you take a look at most of the train and bus seats, you will realize that there is a mask that covers the headrest. It is called a sleep mask. The purpose of this sleep mask is to allow you to sleep comfortably while traveling.